Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
I think one of the most important things about finding our new Cantor, you can't hear me. You cannot hear me at all. There we go. All right. We're good. Now can you hear me? Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I was starting to say that one of the most important things about finding a new Cantor was finding someone who was punctual and could start even when I'm not capable of doing that.
If we just start the nigun, I know you'll make it by the end. It's okay.
Exactly.
It's like your 5-minute warning.
Exactly. He has many other wonderful qualities and skills also, but that one is really, really important. So welcome all of you. We're nicely spread out COVID style, but if there's someone near you that you can wave to or tushy bump with, say hello, Shabbat Shalom. Or hug. Hugging is good, especially if you're boosted. Hug away. That's fine with me. I'd like to invite Eric Migdal to represent our Board of Trustees in welcoming you tonight.
Remember the word?
Shabbat Shalom for both those live and at home. I'm Eric Migdal. I'm Secretary of the Board of Trustees, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you here for Shabbat. So I was reading up on this week's Parsha earlier today because homework is cool. I like homework. And I was struck by the theme of hospitality that we find this week. And it really impressed on me the ways in which Shereth Israel exemplifies the quality of hospitality. Of course, one of the important parts of hospitality is to make your guests feel comfortable and at home, and we really have striven to do that with our inclusion committee, to make everyone feel that this is a place where they belong and where they're comfortable. You want to feed your guests, and the work that we do with our hamotzi and chicken soupers is absolutely superstars in terms of making sure that those who need feeding are fed. And the essence of good hospitality is caring and loving kindness, and our Hesed committee does extraordinary work. So wherever you look around here, you find the caring, the loving, the kindness, the hospitality. And I think that's part of the mojo that makes us really, really, really special. So thank you so much for joining us, for being part of this great hospitality, for gathering together in this, our spiritual home. And again, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much.
Awesome. We're living the words of Torah here at Shereth Israel. I love that. Thank you. I'm Rabbi Jessica Graff, together with Cantor Toby Glaser, Rabbi Abby Phelps, Jonathan Dimmick, our awesome music director. We are really delighted to welcome you here. As Eric said, whether you are here or here by association, joining us and creating this minyan together. Is anybody here for the first time or visiting from somewhere else? Awesome. I thought I might possibly not know you. Will you stand up and really loudly introduce yourself so we can just welcome you? Awesome. Where are you visiting us from? Welcome. We're really happy to have you. Great. Are you visiting us? From, what's your name? Welcome. And where are you visiting from? San Francisco. Outstanding. Anybody else?
One over here.
Oh, welcome. What's your name?
Jacob.
And where are you visiting from?
Conservatory, about a mile away.
Outstanding. Well, welcome to all of our locals just over here to California and Webster. It's a pretty beautiful and cozy place to be. We're happy to have you. We will begin our Shabbat service on page 2 with the lighting of our Shabbat candles, and I'd like to invite David Pearlstein to come forward to light these candles for us. Tonight, I don't think there's specifically a simcha, right? I mean, Shabbat is a simcha, community is a simcha.
We have the regular matches, but they are sometimes could be confused with trick matches. You'll light first, and then I'll hand you the microphone. How's that? But once you light them, we'll do the chanting. Yeah.
That's the Shehechianu.
Exactly. You gotta get the friction.
There you go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzihivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Yasher koach. Thank you. Beautiful chanting. Gotta get you in the choir, David.
We will continue welcoming the angels of Shabbat to come into our space with Lecha Dodi on page 20.
One more time. Lecha Dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבורך השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, שבל תפארת ולתהילה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. We rise to greet the Shabbat angels. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמונך עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה. lecha dodi לקראת כלה, פני שבת וקבלה.
We remain standing and turn to page 28 as we enter into our evening prayer.
לעולם ועד. יאי די די יאי די 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 יאי די די יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די 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 יאי די די יאי די 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 יאי די די יאי די 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 dai.
Page 32. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגן יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We'll turn to the top of page 41 and join in these words together. I always stop at 39 with the reading that I love so much, but I actually haven't focused on this reading on page 41 that gives us a sense of hope. Not exactly like the reading on 39 that talks about us crossing into this new place together, but into the vision of what this new place might be like. So join with me on 41. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come, the song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, תורה תהילים וספר, מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זרי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלו לדמם באר, יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 יאי די 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 די, יאי די 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 די, יאי די די יאי די 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 די. ונאמר כברת את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
We turn to page 42. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace, and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Yerushalayim, Shalem, the city of peace. Bottom of page 43, we can find the words for Hashkivenu.
והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו, ושמור עלינו סוכת שלומך, ושמור צאתנו ובואנו, השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
We turn to page 253 for Misha Berach as we bring all of those in our hearts and our lives into our prayer tonight for wholeness, for healing, for a sense of shleimut and completeness as they navigate, return, we pray to health, page 253.
Source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
On this Shabbat, I hope that you are with us from home, all of you for whom we pray and to whom we send so much love in our community. We pray for Refuah, for Devorah, Shoshana Hannah Asher, Jeremy Frick, Michael Gaines, Mikiko Wong, Nancy Igdaloff, Adrian Christine, William Kurian, Leonid Landra-Renko, Geraldo Mauricio Denadai, Carolyn Reznikoff, Chris Romano, Agnes Rothblatt, Annette Wiener, and those whose names you bring into our sanctuary by saying them out loud now, here, or at home.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
We invite you now to rise as we prepare for our standing prayer, the Amidah. You can find the beginning of our prayer, Adonai Sefatai Tiftach, on page 124.
Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chaste Avot ve'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We now take a few moments for silent prayer. When you have finished your prayers, you may be seated.
gift to have Tali Rubenstein with us for the last time for a while, unfortunately, in services, but tomorrow you will catch her if you come here or if you join us to stream the concert. And thank you so much, as always, to Jonathan Dimmick, who just brings so much vibrancy and beauty to our services every week. This evening, we're going to look at a sermon in song of the prayer Magein Avot. So this is a prayer that's fairly closely related to the Amidah, but it's not quite the Amidah. It's actually on page 64 in your Sidurim if you want to have a look. It's not something that we usually look at, so still pay attention though. So I'd like to actually just start by reviewing the Amidah structure a little bit, just so things are a little clearer. So during the week, we would usually have 19 blessings in our Amidah. On Shabbat, the middle 13 get compressed into one blessing, which becomes the Kiddushat Hayom, right? So we have the 3 normal blessings at the start, Avot, Gevarot, Kedusha. Then we have this blessing in the middle, and then the 3 last blessings are the same, which is where we have the Retzeh, the Hoda'ah, and the blessing for Shalom. So usually in the evening, the Shalom Rav. So these 7 blessings make up our Shabbat Amidah. But in a traditional synagogue, the evening Amidah is actually always silent. So the way we do this, the Avot, the Gevarot, the Kedusha, for an evening service is usually silent in a traditional synagogue. And what that means is that if you're late to services, you may not get to pray the Amidah. Generally in the service, the Chazan would repeat the Amidah on Shabbat evening, on Friday night. The Chazan does not repeat anything, and instead we get this beautiful prayer, the Magein Avot, which is kind of a condensation of these 7 blessings into kind of a summary. And the idea is that it sort of encapsulates the Amidah in one prayer in this paragraph on page 64. But why do we need a special blessing which summarizes the Amidah? And the answer is very practical, and it is, of course, that Jews are not a punctual people. And so given that, some people in the congregations of Babylonia were arriving late to the Amidah, and this Me'in Sheva, this bracha Me'in Sheva, meaning a 7-fold blessing, or with the blessing which has the 7 benedictions in it, was introduced so that the cantor could kind of summarize these blessings in case there were any latecomers, in order that the community could finish on time. So, why did the community need to finish on time? Another very practical answer. It's very Halloween appropriate because of, the Talmud tells us, sakana, because of danger. If there were people staying behind who had to finish their Amidah, all of a sudden they're alone, walking back into town, they could get robbed, or according to Rashi, they could be attacked by evil spirits and demons. Other rabbis asserted it could be bandits, it could be human attackers. Some other scholars even said it was because Mars, the planet Mars, rules Fridays, which seems like a very weird astrological interpretation. And even one Talmudic scholar in the 12th century, a pupil of Rashi's, Simcha ben Shmuel Mivitri, actually said that it was because of Igrat, the daughter of Mahalot, the queen of demons. So I think we would have to go deep into French Jewish demonology to find out about that. But what we do have are these beautiful settings of these texts. The Magein Avot, which is basically there so that people can feel they have finished their Amidah if they're running late, and that everyone could leave the synagogue together from Babylonian times. And because of that, we have these gorgeous settings. So our first setting is going to be by Goldfarb, a beautiful composer who writes a lot of folk melodies. And this is just a very simple folk setting of Magein Avot. Generally, this would be a setting that would be recited by the whole community, as is customary for this prayer. Magein Avot bidvaro mechayem etim b'mamaro ha'el hakadosh en kamo hameniach le'amo beyom Shabbat kodsho kivam ratza lehaniach lahem kivam ratza lehaniach lahem lefanav navod ve'yerav afachad ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מעין הברכות. ההודעות אדון השלום מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי ומניח בקדושה לעמדו שנעונג זכר למעשר Beautiful setting by Israel Goldfarb. Our second setting of this text is by Cantor Noah Schall, who compiled and composed many beautiful works of traditional chazanut. This is probably not the florid, virtuosic chazanut that we might hear in other settings, but it uses the traditional synagogue practice of having a meshorer, or a kind of someone who fills out the harmony, which would generally be an apprentice chazan, or somebody who was a young boy from the community. In those days, they were all boys. So it would be a boy alto. We don't have a boy alto here. We do have an alto recorder. So we are going to do this beautiful setting of Magein Avot as a duet. The meshorer, the recorder part, would traditionally be sung by a harmonizing student of the chazan. And please enjoy this beautiful setting by Noah Schall. Do you want to give me the E? Thanks. Magein Avot bidvaro mechaye metim b'mamaro ha'el hakadosh she'en gamo המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו. כי בם רצה להניח להם לפניו נעבוד ביראה השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שיר, ומניח בקדושה לעמד ושנה עונג. זכר למעשה וראשית, זכר למעשה Thank you so much to Tully for being our boy alto, and thank you so much for your beautiful accompaniment throughout the service. It's such a blessing. Our third setting is going to be for Cantor and Organ. This setting is by Sholem Zemachson, very prodigious composer of chazanut from the late 19th, early 20th centuries. But this has kind of been turned into more of an art song. My mentor and teacher, Cantor Israel Goldstein, Zichrono Livracha, actually composed a beautiful piano or organ part for this piece. So this is where we take the Magein Avot and turn it into a really beautiful art song with this text. Listen particularly to the ending, this dramatic ending, Zecher Lema'aseh V'Reishit, remember the act of creation. It's a really kind of dramatic interpretation of this remembrance. Please enjoy this setting by Israel Goldstein. Magein Avot bidvaro mechaya metim האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה by Cantor Israel Goldstein and beautifully played by Jonathan Dimmick on the organ. Thank you so much. And so through these three settings, we see that, just because the Jews were coming late to shul, we had this beautiful series of music, this beautiful liturgy. So it's out of the most practical reasons we get these most beautiful poems and pieces of prayer. So thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for educating us about that music. It's amazing how you can take one prayer and set it in so many different ways and evoke so many different feelings and so many different dimensions from the prayer. So thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. And thank you to Tali, wherever you are. There you are.
She'll be back. She'll be back. Thank you, Tali.
So I happen to know from having asked around earlier that it's kind of a quiet night for smachot, for simchas, for happy occasions in the sanctuary this evening. There are a couple that I know about in the community, and these are just the ones I happen to know about. I believe it is Valerie Jahan's birthday tomorrow. It is her 60th birthday. I hope she doesn't mind me saying that. So that's a fun, exciting round number birthday. Also, is that wrong? Uh-oh, maybe I got it wrong. There's a debate happening. In the meantime, okay. So in addition, I happen to know that it is Tiffany Lowenberg and Todd David's anniversary today, so happy anniversary to them. I also know that Hal Auerbach just came back from a wonderful trip to San Diego, right, to visit a 90-year-old cousin whom he had not seen, Ruth, you said you thought since your wedding, right, who he grew up being very close with. So that was really a beautiful reunion. Apparently he had a fantastic time. So I know we have those simchas. And I imagine you at home may have some simchas of your own. So in honor of all of those simchas and the many others that I am unaware of but that are still happening in our community, I want to invite us all to please rise and join together in the Shehechianu prayer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Amen.
We continue now with the Aleinu prayer, which you can find in your prayer book on page 282.
עלינו לשבח, לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. משתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים
seated. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. On this Shabbat, we remember for Shloshim, for the first 30 days of mourning, Alan Mendelsohn. And if you're observing Shiva or Shloshim, the first 7 or 30 days of mourning, please rise and share the name of your loved one with us. If you're observing the first year of mourning for a loved one, please rise and share that name. The perpetual memorials in our community are Dr. Elliot Eisenberg, Judy Migdale, Leon Mervis, Harold Weiss, and Joanne May Weiss. We also observe a number of yahrzeits on this Shabbat. I'm going to begin with the names of all those who were killed in the attack on Tree of Life. That is their yahrtzeit this Shabbat. Those people are Joyce Feinberg, Richard Gottfried, Rose Mallinger, Jerry Rabinowitz, Cecil Rosenthal, David Rosenthal, Bernice Simon, Sylvan Simon, Daniel Stein, Melvin Wax, and Irving Younger. May their memories be for a blessing. And in our community, we remember Dave Axe, Suzanne Burwasser, Eva Dubbs, William Harmon, Lawrence A. Harris, Gertrude Key, Leonid Kigel, Bernd Kolker, Frida Ottner, Morris Scheftel, Michael Scheuket, Clara Sladnick, Bertha Zuckerman, Edel Weiss, and Joseph Zill. If you're observing a yahrzeit for someone whose name I have not read, please rise and share the name with us. I now invite us to rise together as one congregation to support the mourners in our midst, to remember all those whom we have lost. We join together in the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shmei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shmei dekudsha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world. And together we say, amen. You may be seated. I'm going to make just a few announcements before we move into the concluding portion of our service. As Cantor Glaser mentioned, there's going to be a concert tomorrow. First of all, actually before the concert at 9:15, Cantor Glaser is going to be leading Torah study for us. So that's an exciting simcha. Indeed. And if you are able to join for that, please do.
It has been rabbi approved. I checked it with Rabbi Graf, so it will be.
I have full confidence that it will be, especially based on everything you had to say tonight. I have full confidence it will
Not
be
all
very
going to be
interesting.
music. There's not enough music for Chaye Sarah, but it should be a lot of fun. Tali, would you like to plug your concert tomorrow?
Sure. Tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Obviously. I'm gonna play together with my band. My husband over there is gonna play drums, and there's gonna be a great pianist joining us as well. And we're gonna play my original music and sing just a tiny bit in Hebrew. And we're super excited. It's gonna be our first actual real show in front of a real audience, so it's gonna be very special. So we hope you come.
Tickets on the door will be complicated. Please book ahead. If you come to the door and want to buy a ticket, I will tell you to use your phone and book a ticket. So please book ahead. It will be much easier. Everyone is invited. It's going to be a beautiful, wonderful gig. You've heard Tully this evening, but her originals are even more wonderful. And please come along. Bring your friends. And masked and vaccinated people only, please.
Should be a beautiful, beautiful concert. Thank you so much for gracing us with your music before you leave us for so long.
Yes, thank you so much. We've had Tully for a few services. It's such a shame that she's leaving us, but we'll see her again. It's a small California state.
I'll also say for anyone watching who happens to have a child in studio, we will have studio this Sunday. Studio will be meeting here in the synagogue for grades preschool through 3rd grade, and we will be on a field trip to the Hills of Eternity Memorial Park for grades 4 through 6. So we look forward to seeing you in whichever location you happen to need to attend on Sunday. Are there other events that we should particularly mention?
There we go. Gordon asked me to make sure that everybody understands what's in person and what's on Zoom. So let me just reiterate, tomorrow morning Torah study, as you heard, with our brilliant cantor that includes no music, is going to be on Zoom. So feel free to be unmasked in your bathrobe and eating whatever you want. However, when you come at 4:30 here in person and you see other human beings, please do come with your masks on. We are really excited that we have some opportunities to be in person. So if you like seeing people, or if you've missed seeing people, you might want to read the excellent article that Lisa Erdberg sent me this very week about how important it is to have human contact. We know that, but the kind of conversations that take place, I found myself thinking of you, Lisa, as I was lingering in a store. I didn't want the sweater that was on the shelf, but I really wanted to talk to the woman in the store who I'd never met before and will never see again. But it was just really nice to engage in conversation and to reconnect with humans who are different from ourselves. So tomorrow afternoon at 4, different from me outside my body. She was different from me. And that was so cool because I haven't gotten to do that in 19 months. So tomorrow afternoon, 4:30. Also on Wednesday, there's a really cool program here that will be in person also. There is an online component if you're not able to be here, but how cool to be here on Wednesday. Is it, I think it's at 5 o'clock.
I believe so.
And, are you sure? I think it will not be recorded. It will be available live streamed. That's my understanding. It's available live stream, but how much better to see it here. It's an Israeli, well, Peter, do you want to explain what it is?
It's about American Jews from an Israeli community perspective. It's on YouTube. It's a 4-part TV series, and they're giving us a sneak peek, private screening basically.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And they're presenting this wonderful work that they've done reflecting back American Jewry from an Israeli perspective. So it promises to be really interesting. Please be here at 5 o'clock. It's more fun to see it on a big screen anyway, the clips. And I think...
I just wanted to say, if you are still uncomfortable but not being in person, the concert will also be streamed. You do need to purchase a ticket for your household, whoever's streaming. So make sure you do that. And the link, I believe, will be sent out tomorrow sometime? Yes, okay. The link will be sent out, so hold your horses. You haven't got the link yet. You will receive the link if you have booked an online ticket, I promise.
Well, however you can join us, we hope to see you tomorrow at one or both of these events. We're going to go ahead and conclude our service now, beginning with Kiddush, which you can find on page 5 in your prayer books.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit. כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, באותנו קידשת, מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן. לחיים.
Chaim.
You want to do Motzi?
Sure.
Excellent.
I shall reveal our COVID-safe challah.
Whoa.
Ooh, nope, I shall try to and fail. There we go. I shall not knock over the
Down
candles.
tablecloth.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Amen. B'tei avon.
If you have a beautiful challah at home, please enjoy it on our behalf.
Yeah, that one.
We're going to conclude our service with Oseh Shalom, a prayer for peace, something that we hope will come to us over this Shabbat and then throughout the week to come. Please join us in singing Oseh Shalom.
And Jonathan had a previous commitment, so we're going to do a quick switch. He hasn't come down the stairs, so I assume he's not here anymore. Yes, let's conclude with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimroma, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimroma, יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. יאי די 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 עושה שלום במרומה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו Amen. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru
Shabbat Shalom.
Not too American. It's been such a pleasure having